What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to The Division. In this video I want to talk about gearing up and my experiences up to this point. I'm currently level 15 and I haven't gone into the Dark Zone yet. I've just mainly been running around doing the usual regular quests kind of around the town, and I've also been going around doing the multiplayer missions on hard with a group of friends. So I feel like I have a good grip up to this point on what it's like and some tips that I could share as far as like how best to manage getting yourself geared up and having supplies to do a variety of different things, including crafting. So the first and most common method that you're going to find gear and upgrades for your character is going to be simply drops from enemies. Now you may run into some baddies while running around the streets of New York, gun them down, and there might be a chance that they may drop something for you. Typically, if they drop anything, it will simply be a green item. The quests, also known as encounters around New York City, are going to have a higher chance to give you something. If you're really lucky, you might get something like a blue item from defeating whatever that encounter's boss is. But one of the best ways to get good gear is going to be from doing the missions in multiplayer on hard difficulty. I've been running with a couple of guys that I know, and we do voice chat and we tear through or get torn up. Sometimes it's a combination of both through these hard missions, and not only is it tons of fun, but there are a lot of blue items, which is like the superior tier above the greens and certainly above the whites that you'll find just from, like I said, normal enemies around the streets or from the encounters. Blues drop so much more commonly in these multiplayer missions on hard. Not only are these missions very likely to give you some good drops, but you're also going to get tons of experience from these missions. So I highly recommend doing these. Form up a group with some people, turn up the difficulty, and have fun. It's a lot of challenge, but it's also very, very rewarding at the same time. So you've been running around the streets, gunning down thugs, completing encounters, and maybe even doing a multiplayer mission on hard, and you've been getting some drops. Now, if you are getting really unlucky, maybe some of the stuff that you're picking up simply isn't upgrades, fear not, there's still a second chance here at getting upgrades, and of course I'm referring to the crafting system. The crafting system is a really interesting part of the Division, I feel like. The crafting system is based off of blueprints. Now these blueprints may drop off of enemies, or they may also, for example, be awards for completing missions. And of course, being that it's a crafting system, you need materials. Now materials primarily come from one of two different ways. You can either loot boxes from the stores scattered around New York City. You'll find these all over the place. You'll find electronic stores, clothing stores, tool stores, and stuff like that, with about 2 or 3 different boxes that you can loot from, and you will get either greens, or if you're lucky, you'll actually get some blue quality materials for crafting. Another way is by deconstructing your weapons and armor that you're not using anymore. Now, we have to be really careful with this, I feel like, and I'm going to give my opinion. Again, this is for sort of like early game on how to balance this. Now, the way that I went about this is for the first 8 or 10 levels here in the Division. What I did was I simply took everything that was not being used anymore, and I was deconstructing it for materials. And the reason for that is because levels 10 and below, the items that you have are worth so little credits that you might as well just go ahead and deconstruct them for the materials. Like, for example, you'll deconstruct a white gun and you'll get 1 green material from that. You'll get 1 green gun part from that. And so under 10, that white item is only going to be maybe worth 20 to, I don't know, 50, maybe 100 credits or something like that, but really, really low credit value for these items. But as you go from 10 and above, even those white items start to carry a value of like 150, 200, 300 credits and stuff like that. So basically, 10 and under, you're getting all of your crafting materials from deconstructing really cheap. If you start deconstructing above level 10, then you're basically paying a lot more in credits for deconstructing those items to get the materials, if that makes any sense. So again, just to reiterate, in my personal opinion, I think that it's best to start gathering tons of mats by deconstructing all the items you no longer need, and also from looting the stores. Now from 10 and up, continue of course to visit the stores for crafting materials, but now you probably want to start vendoring the items, especially the greens and whites, to the vendors for credits, because now those items are starting to carry a lot more value in credits. And of course, the reason why we would want to build up a pool of credits is to buy gear from these vendors, not just sell gear to them. This is actually so far the second best way that I've found to gear up my character, because crafting items is so reliant on blueprints, and you just simply may not be getting good blueprints. You can more or less rely better on the vendors to provide you with gear upgrades than you can for crafting. So starting from levels 10 to 15 or something like that, buying, for example, blue guns or blue armor pieces is now going to start to cost around 5 to 10,000 credits each, which sounds expensive, and it is, but again, I think that the vendors and the crafting are there to supplement your gear upgrades, not necessarily to be the primary way that you get upgrades. You should be getting upgrades from doing encounters and missions, and if you're just having bad luck with maybe getting an upgrade to, oh, I don't know, your knee pads or something like that, then you can rely, I think, especially on the vendors to give you something that will help you out there. Or if you're really lucky, you've got a sweet blueprint, and then you can go ahead and just craft one for even cheaper. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed survival guide number 2 for gearing up your character in early game here in the Division. Now keep in mind, this is from my perspective and my experiences. Maybe you've encountered something completely different, maybe especially if you've jumped into the Dark Zone as early as you possibly could. I have been doing a lot of missions on hard, and this has worked out really well for me, I think. But share your experiences down in the comment section below if you are experiencing something completely different from what I'm talking about here, and I'll be really interested to see what you guys have to say on what has worked out for you in the Division. Click the like button to support these survival guide videos here for the Division. I've got more coming up very soon, also some live streams as well, more Division action also on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Kinetic Live. I hope to see you guys over there sometime. In the meantime, make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel so you get updates to more videos that I'm going to be posting. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.